Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to add to the comments of my colleagues to briefly discuss a court case that may have ramifications for the constitutional rights of religious expression of all Americans. On August 27, 2008, the ACLU filed a complaint against the Santa Rosa County School Board in Florida, seeking to enjoin the parties from endorsing and engaging in religious activities, including prayer. The school district consented to an agreement prohibiting prayer at school-sponsored events. The school district then entered into a broader agreement prohibiting all employees from engaging in prayer or religious activities. Michelle Winkler, clerical assistant in the Santa Rosa County School District, attended a privately funded event to honor non-instructional employees of the school district. She asked her husband, who is not an employee of the district, to read a prayer that she had written and was charged with civil contempt of court. Pace High School Principal Frank Lay and Athletic Director Robert Freeman were charged with criminal contempt for a prayer offered at a luncheon to honor private contributors to the school's athletic program. There were no students present at either of these two events. In 2003, the Secretary of the Department of Education issued, quote, guidance on constitutionally protected prayer in public and elementary and secondary schools. These guidelines state that public school officials must be neutral in their treatment of religion, showing neither favoritism nor hostility. The Supreme Court held that, quote, there's a crucial difference between government speech endorsing religion, which the Establishment Clause forbids, and private speech endorsing religion, which the Free Speech and Free Exercise Clauses protect. The court also held that private religious speech, far from being a First Amendment orphan, is as fully protected under the Free Speech Clause as secular private expression. In its Santa Fe ruling, the court explained that not all religious speech that occurs in public schools or at school-sponsored events is speech attributable to the government. Additionally, the court held that the proposition that schools do not endorse everything they fail to censor is not complicated. Although schools may not direct or endorse religious activities, students do not, quote, shed their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression at the schoolhouse gate, end quote. Yes, teachers and administrators, while acting in their official capacity, may not encourage, discourage, or participate in prayer with students. However, teachers may take part in religious activities before or after school or during lunch, as the context makes clear they are not acting in an official capacity. The circumstances involved in this case have unmasked the agenda of the ACLU. Students were not present in either event, yet contempt charges were brought against all parties. Mrs. Winkler was targeted for a prayer that her husband read, even though he was not an employee of the school district. Mr. Lay and Mr. Freeman faced penalties of 6 months in jail and loss of their retirement benefits for an innocent prayer said before a meal at which no students were present. America was founded on the principle of religious liberty, and the constitutional protection of this right afforded to her citizens does not stop when they enter the doors of our public schools. The ACLU is targeting small counties, towns, and school districts, not in an effort to protect against Establishment Clause violations, but to stifle religious expression. As John F. Kennedy said during his inaugural address, the trumpet summons us again to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle. He spoke of foreign enemies who posed a threat to our nation's freedom. But this case shows that this threat has become a reality here at home. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.